Hi, and we are live. Who is as excited as I am today is our live final session today. And we are looking at concluding this class today. It's been awesome. It's been amazing. Yes. We listened to you. We recognize that a lot of people wanted us to actually do this on an evening session for the finals. At least we get the feel of the finals. So we decided that we were going to give you the feel of the finals, and we said 6 p.m. it is. I am happy and glad that we could make it. If you're excited and you're here, hit the like button, share the fire emoji. That's what we are known for at the TIPA Academy. What have you learned so far? Make sure that you're hitting the like button. That's what shows us that you're here, that you are awesomely have gotten value from this session. Today is day 5, a whole day 5. You are awesome. So how many of us have taken time? Let us share a bit before we even start. How many of us have taken time to look at all the sessions every day and then taking time to actually, do stuff with them? Let me see your comment in the comment section. What step have you taken since the beginning of this challenge? It's been 5 days. It's been, in fact, shout out to my team. They've been awesome, amazing, right? And, 5 days of us working in the background, making sure that we're giving you resources to be able to work with and all of that. Let us see your comment in the comment section. What have you been able to do? I see you all. Thank you for being here at a good time. What have you been able to do since the challenge started? What is that one thing that have changed? What exactly is that one thing that have changed? Let me say, someone said, I've started implementing the media plan on my home already. I will do more as the days roll by. Thank you so much, Clara. I love action takers. And apart from that, Clara also have even booked to also be in the inner circle in 2022. Action takers, thank you so much for sharing that. Who else? What else have you done? What else have you done? Implemented a media plan, started a conversation, created a pump plan and started to use it. Tell me what you have done. My parenting structure has taken another shift already. Oh, wow. Clara, thank you so much for sharing those reviews. I want to see your comment in the comment section before we take off on this session today. I was guilty. Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. I was guilty of spending the whole time on my phone. After the chastisement, laugh out loud, I had dropped my phone when I get home and listen. I am practicing what I preach to the children. Thank you, Leginwa. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right. Thank you. I really do appreciate. Somebody said, I have implemented the structure plan. Awesome. And Tonya Demian said, the one thing that has changed my orientation to parenting. Awesome. Someone said, let me see, Ruth said, I'm teaching my 3 and 5-year-old good picture and bad picture. Awesome. Joy said, no screen. Action takers. We're looking at action takers today. What action have you taken on your journey since you started this conversation on Monday? All right. Fumi said, after the challenge on screen and my child, I sat down with my girl and told her the new rules of engagement with respect to screen and TV. Great. I like it. I like action takers. Amarachi said, I'm no longer ashamed of starting a conversation with my boys. And I know how and where to start. I can't really thank you enough, ma'am. Thank you, Amarachi. Thank you. Who is taking screenshots for us? Thank you so much. I have eliminated all the don'ts and introduced the do's, and they are picking up fast. Thank you, Zamaka, for that. I also have Dimma said, after yesterday's LGBT session, I started the talk with my kids only to hear from them that this is why we see boys dressed like girls in our games. I was shocked. Interesting. Amazing. Yeah, those things are going to come up when you start having those conversations. I've started working on myself on tech at least before the children come for holiday. all in the boarding school. Thank you, Patricia, for giving that a shot. I have implemented a media plan, and my TV has not been on since day 2. I have also reduced my phone addiction. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Lavina, for please. Thank you for taking action. I love action takers. Olachi said, I have been able to change my mindset, knowing that the information I give my children is not going to destroy my child's innocence. Thank you so much. Patricia, I like this one very much. She says, I've stopped giving my phone to my 3-year-old son. Awesome, beautiful, beautiful. That's a good step. Henry HMB says, my boy is 3 years old, and I started teaching him about his body parts with pictures already, and we're learning fast. Amazing, amazing. Jamila said, continued with my 3-year-old because being in Diana Circle, I started earlier. Up, yadas. I give it to you guys. You guys are just awesome. All right. And then we have Maureen said, I'll put a stop on giving TV watching as a reward. I like that we are doing something. It's not okay to spend your time watching all of this. And I spend my time also teaching all of this, and then we do nothing. We need to actually sit back to understand that it is in the action that we take that will transform whatever it is that we're doing today. Like I said yesterday, faith comes by hearing, miracles come by doing. If you heard that quote anywhere, I said it. I said it the first time, okay? Miracles come by doing. Until you do, there is no miracle. All right? Until you do, there is no miracle. I like that we are all coming to the point, all right, of really looking at the things that we've been doing, calling it by the name, taking charge, and saying, yes, this is what has happened. Someone is asking me what I'm wearing. It says I'm a VIP parent at the Intentional Parent Academy. The VIP parent means the very intentional parent is a t-shirt for parents in the inner circle. Yes. All right. So I've been able to reduce playing with my phone when I'm with them and creating more time. I'm no longer ashamed to discuss things concerning sexuality. I love that we are all action takers. I am also hoping that at the end of today that we will also be able to do more for our children. The conversation on sex cannot be exhausted. You know, you can't just sit back at some point and just decide, you know, oh, I'm going to stop learning. I tell you something, you know, that would happen for free. If you stop learning, you will come back in the next 2 years and all of this information has evolved. I want you to begin to look at, hi, Peter Juzie, thank you. I want you to begin to look at, you know, all of the things that you have learned, and then look at how you can create a system that builds sustainability. When we built the course, Working Your Child Through Puberty, it was me. I was looking for answers on how to help my children because they were entering puberty at the time. I had done a course, elaborate, when our foster daughter was, you know, a teenager. And I found out that what I had done was now null and void. I started to struggle. I knew that I was struggling. Anytime you find yourself struggling, anytime at all, that you find yourself struggling in any area, it means that you are not equipped. Anytime you are afraid in any area of your journey, it means that you're not well equipped. And at that point, I knew that I needed to actually do more. I set out to go and take another course. You don't want to know how much I paid for it. And, you know, I sat down, and when I was done with that course, I knew that the game had changed. That was when we created the course, Walking Your Child Through Puberty. What we have given you in this 5 days is just a few units inside the full course, Walking Your Child Through Puberty. In these 5 days, it's looked as if, you know, there have been a lot of, you know, things, transformation, light bulb moments, things that, you know, reprogramming, all right, and all of that. And as it's happening, you are beginning to see a lot of changes as you're taking steps. So imagine what can happen if you have a bigger system, a system that teaches you more holistically about walking your child through puberty. And we're going to be sharing that offer, how you can get into that course, a one-time offer we're opening up only for today. But let's go first, and then we will talk about that later. Today, we're looking at building your sex conversation plan. Building your self-conversation plan, all right, it's something that you need to sit down and do. I know that a lot of us will come back, a lot of us used to say, I'm sure that after these 5 days, you won't be saying that's how our parents did it. I'm sure some of the things you've heard have set you up, on another level. And you're now asking yourself, okay, things are different right now. A lot of us also actually say things like, oh, my parents didn't have to do this. My parents didn't have to do that. My parents didn't have to, do it this way. Yet we turned out okay. That conversation of we turned out okay will be in another challenge, not now. One thing that I say about this journey is that you need to be more intentional in these days. And as I was talking to a parent, we had a session today in the inner circle, and I had a session with a parent. So from time to time, we'll have one-on-one sessions depending on what it is that we're doing in the level 2. We're currently building a plan on how to raise boys. And while I was talking with her, and I said, if we leave the gaps, devil is going to get into the spaces and deal with, all of this. Because, like I said yesterday, raising a child in this generation is a ministry. If you're not ready, it's either you're ready or you're not ready. There's no shortcuts. There's no in-betweens. So if you are, it's either you're here or you're not here. So because we are at that point, creating a system on every area of your journey becomes important. Yesterday, I talked about building a mansion and building a shanty. A lot of us came back to me to say that was the most profound moment for them. The analogy gave them clarity on, the things that they are really already doing. Because I remember that whenever people ask me, but our children our parents didn't have to do all of this. And I'd say to them, there is a system, right? And you need to understand that it is a choice. The parents who didn't make it, we have about 2,000 plus parents in this challenge. The parents who saw the advert and didn't think it was, anything. Oh, I know what I'm doing and all of that. So it's a choice. We have all made choices. We have all made choices. And I said something yesterday again. I said that anybody who is in the inner circle has a higher knowledge than, a lot of us who are here, especially on this journey on parenting, because of what it is that they are getting. So we need to begin to look at how we will build systems. So if we keep saying, oh, after all, they just did it anyhow, what kind of building have you been able to build? Do we have mansions or do we have shanties in our present generation? These are the things that we need to ask ourselves. These are the questions that we need to start asking. We have established our conversation to say that our conversation is no longer, do not touch your private part. Do not touch this one. Do not do this one. Our conversation has now moved to a place where we're now having deeper conversations that is connected to our value and connected to us as individuals. We have learned a bit about tech, because tech conversation in itself has 10 units under that module. We have learned a bit about LGBTQ. It has 10 units also under that module. We have learned a bit about gender confusion, how children are confused about gender and all of that. We didn't really talk a lot about drug conversations. I'm going to say this. In this generation, drug conversations have become key to our sex conversation, because drug, it's also a determinant. They are those things that do not affect, they are not sex directly, but they affect our sex conversations. A child who is neck deep into drugs will not look at sex as anything. So you need to actually be able to look at all of this and do all of the balancing. How do I begin to build my plan? I have heard all of this. I have put all of this together. What do I need to begin to build this plan that we are talking about? Number one, I want you to write whatever it is that you write that is that you hear that it's a light bulb moment for you. Make sure that you write in the comment section and make sure you share the fire emoji. All right. Number one, trust is your first currency in sex conversation. Trust. Trust. Your children need to be able to trust you. If you can't create a system of trust, then your sex conversation in itself, that plan will not hold water. Trust is not force. I like to say, it's one of my most favorite quotes, that authority is not force and control. Authority is respect and trust. How much trust does your child have on you? How much trust? How much do they trust you? How much do your child trust you? It is trust that will make your child say that my parents know what it is to tell me. It's trust that is going to make your child look back and say, yes, I know that my mom will tell me the truth. The only time you can claim to have authority over your child is that your child can trust you and your child can respect you. If you're forcing your child and you're trying to control them, you do not have authority over them. Whoever your child can confide in, that is the person that has authority over your child, because it is that person that will be able to actually tell your child what to do. When a child confides in someone, the person is able to sit back to say, this is how you do it, this is how you don't do it. If you don't create a system of trust, you will not even hear anything to start with. So if you're that parent who is the tiger, the alpha and the omega, the lion of the tribe of Judah, your child, you do not have authority over your child. Not yet. Until you are able to create a system of trust. So your first currency that you need to build on your sex conversation plan is you need to build trust, because that is the currency you need. Trust. Because you want to be able to influence your child. For you to influence your child needs to trust you. Number two thing that you must remember when you're creating your sex conversation plan is that you are the most important factor. You, in capital letter. On day one, we talked about you being the most important person. And we said why you need to actually look at the things that is happening to you. And then, because sex conversation is first non-verbal, I've said this over and again. So you need to look at you and begin to look at the things that you hold through to yourself. Number one is you need to ensure that your values are clear. What are those values? Are they clear to that your child? So you are the most important person. You. Because you can influence your child's perception of sex if you know what it is that you're doing. You here also says that you need to also get knowledge. You need to also get knowledge on your journey. Number three, you must remember that it's not a journey to perfection. It is a process of building. Intentional parenting is not about perfection. It's about the process. It's a process of building. You didn't come to this class so that when you are done, you just get into the class and just tell the children, don't do this, don't, and everything becomes perfect. No. This is not a conversation or a journey to perfection. This is a journey to building a process of whatever it is. Are your children going to make mistakes? Yes. Are you going to have issues on the journey? Yes. I need you to have an open mind. Are things going to happen? Yes. But you need to always remember that you have superior knowledge. When you do, it makes it a lot more easier to be able to walk your journey. And anytime you see that you're struggling in an area, I've said that again, get knowledge. It means you need help. The next thing that you need to also understand is that when you are sharing this conversation, when you're making this plan, remember, do not overshare. Don't sit down and go and tell a child, your life history and all of that. You need to watch it. You need to watch it because it is very important. Another thing that you need to understand is that while you're having this conversation, you're teaching responsibilities, you're teaching rights, and you're teaching what is at stake. Never forget that. Responsibility, you're teaching rights, you're teaching what is at stake. Your first conversation should be in, all of that. That's what it's embedded on. Another thing that you need to also put in place as you're building your plan for sex conversation is that you need to teach gender disparity early. You need to teach gender disparity early. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. A boy who learns to embrace his masculinity early will be better able to resist misformation and eventually be able to enjoy a sexually fulfilling future and marriage. Teach gender disparity early. It is important. There is no other way to say it. Let your children understand that a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. You see all the wokeness? You need to begin now to watch your wokeness on, I want to be like a man. And what a man can do, a woman can do also. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying that women should not own spaces. I am saying that you need to begin to teach that man and woman is created separately. We're currently reading a book called Raising Boys, I shared. And when we're doing the review yesterday night in the Inner Circle group, and in level 1, and we were talking about how different boy and girl is. And that's one of the things that have fueled the LGBTQ system, where we came in with the feminism and we came with the toxicity. And then now we're saying that, oh no, why can't I be a man? Why can't I be a boy? Why can't I cross-dress anyhow I want? And all of that. A true man, you need to remember this when you're teaching, different genders. A true man demonstrates his strength through self-control. On your plan to have conversations with your sons, let that be on the top. Remember that sex conversation is gender-based. Very important. From what we have learned so far, of course, we understand that there is a gender, disparity, and we must look at it. What boys look for in their father is different from what girls look for in their father. What boys look for in their parents, all of it, they are all, different. You need to understand that. So when you're teaching your son sex conversation, you're making a plan, make sure that you look at self-control as a core, because a true man demonstrates his strength through self-control. Without self-control, that whatever sex education you've taught is null and void for your son. You need to remember that you need to create intentional occasions to have these conversations. It's an ongoing conversation. It's a conversation that you must, you should have, from time to time and all of that. But you need to remember that you must create systems that helps you have this conversation, even when you're, when it's not a separate. You need to create a system that avails you the opportunity. Date your children, take them out so that you can create intentional process to share and discuss this. Also be ready to discuss it without creating intentional process as well. Just get ready. As you're creating intentional process, you are also discussing it, along the line in case questions come that pull you off. Remember, at every point in time, that it's not like you're obligated to say yes to everything, or you say, I know everything. Tell yourself you're not infallible. So it means that you can't know everything. So create a real structure to help you, have this conversation. Go on a date, create playtime, have this conversation, have a curriculum. You need to see where my husband and I put a curriculum together when we want to have a particular conversation. We sit down to draw a draft. What do we want the children to learn at this stage? How do we want them to learn it? And how are we going to intentionally teach it? We wanted our children to be able to learn a particular system in social, strata. We sat down, we looked at what we needed to do, and this also included that we needed to take them somewhere where they needed to be dropped in a place where they didn't understand the language and they needed to actually work their way around. We did it, but we planned it. So you need to understand that. So the moment you understand that these systems, these plans will help you have these conversations better, it will help you a lot. Take your parenting journey like business. It is a business. If you have a business, the day I was sharing about creating family values. If you have a business, do you have a family tagline? Nobody creates a business, right? Nobody creates a business and lets it just run anyhow. There are things that people are known for when they work for organizations. Look at your parenting journey as business. Look at the family as business. If you're going to create a family, create a constitution. If you're going to create a family, create a system that builds the family. Don't take it for granted. The same way you hustle to build a business. If things are going wrong, you go for trainings. Before you go take another step, you train yourself for you to fail in that particular, area of your business. Same way that your, the parenting should look like. So until you get to the point where your parenting your parenting journey looks like business, then you will make progress. Where you're sitting back and saying, what is the vision of this organization? Your family is an organization. Where you're sitting back and saying, what is the constitution that binds the people that live in this family? Where you're sitting back to say, what is the structure that is obtainable in this place? Where you're sitting back to say, what should we do to be able to create a system that works? I like the way that my pastor puts it. He says, there are things you don't pray for. Parenting is one of them. I said in one of the classes that God will not parent for you. God promises us that he will protect us. He never said to us that he would parent our children for us. Because if God did say that he was going to parent our children for us, people like David should have raised giants. People like Eli, the priest, should have raised giants. So God has no business in parenting for you. So while you pray those prayers and say, oh, God help me, oh, it's God that trains children, it's a lie. You are the one that have the responsibility to train a child. That's what the Bible says, train up a child. It is you. It is you. Parent is one of those things. God is going to help you according to the knowledge that you have. Your limitation to the help of God is your knowledge bank. That's what the Bible said that's why God said to Abraham, as far as your eyes can see. Because God has the capacity to help you, but it's going to be as far as your eyes can see. What can you see? What can you see? It is what you can see that God will meet you at. That's where God will meet you at. What can you see about your family? Have you ever sat down? Have you ever sat down to say, this is where I can see my family? Why did you create the family? What is the vision of your family? What's the mission of your family? There are great names that are family names that have not died in generation, from generation to generation, because those families have actually looked at the system and they've recreated it and they've become a business. Do you know that the Awolowo family is a business? Until you see your family as business, you don't change the tides. You can start now and recreate what happens to your family by the things that you put in. So you need to begin to look at that. Begin to look at that. What are you willing to put into this journey? How much are you willing to put in it? That's how much God can help you. Because you will be limited. God, there are principles in the kingdom. For those of us who are Christians, there is the side of God being God and saving you, and there is the side of the principles of Jesus. They are not the same. And until you are able to get into the principles, then you would struggle with some of those things. So until you gain knowledge on a certain level, that's when your prayer will make sense. I was talking to the parents in the inner circle, and I was telling them that I was talking to them about prayer. And I was saying, do you know that if you do not know that the most important thing to a boy's sexuality is their self-control, that you will pray amiss? Knowledge puts you in the place where you pray for your son. When God asks you, what is it that you want for your son? You pray for self-control first, because you know that that's what your son needs. Without knowledge, you actually, just put everything will just be everywhere. So you need to actually begin to look at your family as business. Many of us are here. We do not have a family value system. We don't have a mission. We don't have a vision. So everybody is living anyhow. It's okay. We are just here. You need to change the tides of your family and recreate a system for your family that turns the tides around. Family is a business. In that family value guide that I shared, a lot of us that have gotten it, there's a place where it teaches you how to create the mission of your family. It teaches you how to create the vision of your family. How many of us have that? And for you to actually have a sex conversation plan that works, the family needs to be structured. There's no other way. There's no other way. If you like, say, oh, I do not have the time and all of that. The first thing that I tell you to do when you come into the inner circle is you type, I have the time to parent my children. I have the time. So when you come to me and the first thing you're saying, I don't have time. First of all, it's crazy. You have the time to parent your child. All right? And if you believe in that, you can put that in the comment section. Another point that you need to take note of when you're building your plan is that you need to build your self-confidence. And your self-confidence comes from what you know. Your self-confidence comes from what you know. And I said again that God will only help you to the limit of the knowledge that you have. Another point that you must remember is that good intentions do not automatically turn out to be success. Good intentions do not automatically turn out to become success. All right? If you have good intentions, they are good. But to your good intentions, you need to add knowledge, you need to add skill, you need to add grit. Good intentions are not enough. Remember that good intentions can never turn to the words that you speak. Good intentions can never come to the words that you speak. You need to answer the questions that come up in conversations, and it's not just good intentions that turn it to become what it should be. The next point that you must note is that you must be careful how you share your personal experiences. you must be careful how you share your personal experiences. Your child needs a parent, not a body. Your child needs a parent, not a friend. And I'm going to share this quote with you. It should be something you should think about anytime that you think about parenting. Friendship is a tool in parenting, not a relationship. I will break it down so that I don't confuse you. What I'm saying is that you are not a friend to your child. So when you're sharing that, having that first conversation, don't go saying, oh, so that's how, I did this, I did that. Remember that you're not talking to a body. You're talking to your child. Your role is still that of a parent and not that of a child. And not that of a child. So when you are, parenting, you look at friendship as something that you use, is a tool. So your child, yes, you people are able to have friendship, relationship, and all of that. But please do not get carried away. Your child is not your body. That is not a good parenting skill to use. Okay? So whenever you remember that, so that when you're having these conversations, you don't get carried away and just think, oh, it's my child, that we're now friends. I hear people that say, oh, my child is my best friend. I don't have any friend. My child is my best friend already. That's you giving your child too much burden that they do not have the emotional capacity to carry. That's a conversation for another day. But while you're at it, you need to be careful not to overshare. You need to be careful not to, share your personal experiences in the way that it looks like you're sharing with a friend instead of you're sharing with your child. Another thing that you must note is that even though your child, will learn so much from media and everybody's, around them, but you need to remember that your opinion is extremely important to your child. So you need to always be in the space where you are sharing your opinion, because your opinion matters. Always be in the space where you are giving your child what your opinion is. The next one is that as you start these honest conversations, you will hear things that you didn't prepare to hear. A parent reached out to me and said she started this conversation from Monday and up until now, and by yesterday, she started to hear how her son has been doing pornography and she didn't know. She said she almost killed herself. She almost, in fact, she collapsed. Like, are you kidding me? She said, so she said, Coach, so why didn't I see this all the while? And I said to her, you were not, there to actually have these conversations. And you also forgot that your opinion was important to your child. Your child is constantly looking for your opinion. Your child is constantly looking for what you say, how you preach, and how you put these things, into spaces. So as you start having these conversations, don't go and kill your child because you are having this conversation. Because you will hear things, you need to have an open mind. You need to have an open mind about it. You will hear things, you will hear, oh, I kissed a girl. Oh, I saw one girl. Please, you are here. What you came here to do is to actually be able, right, to gain knowledge. So things are going to happen. Things are going to come up. You hear your 7-year-old say things to you because all the while you've been feeling, my 7-year-old is innocent. They know nothing. Open the conversation floor. You will see the floodgate of what they have known and stored in their head. Please see it as an opportunity. I want you to see it as a blessing to actually be able to, have this conversation. See it as an opportunity to affect your child. So be open to it. Let everything that you're saying, let it be all about, okay, I want my child to learn better. And no matter what it is that the children have learned in the moment, please look at how you can help them. If there are issues that you cannot deal with at the moment, please, I beg you, seek help. There are a lot of people who can help you in the today. The next thing that you need to do is that you need to work on your emotions. Because I know that a lot of people are going to kill their children by the time they open some conversations and hear the opinion of their children. Please, they are just going to be sharing their opinions. But always remember that your child is constantly looking for your opinion. So you need to have an open mind to what they are sharing, because until you hear what they know, you will not be able to actually correct it. Please keep an open mind. Work on your emotions. Working on your emotions means that you need to look at yourself and look at the things that, the triggers and all of that, and commit to the journey. That there's a course that we run in the academy called Becoming an Emotionally Intelligent Parent. Usually when you get in, I advise you, take this course during the year, and work through this journey to become more emotionally intelligent. Because when you become more emotionally intelligent, it helps you. I remember recently I had shared a stuff on the community on Facebook, our community on Facebook, The Intentional Parent, and I said that my 11-year-old does the chores, cooks, and mans the house. Somebody came under the chat and said blatantly, "You lied." And I took my time to explain to her how I've been able to achieve that result. It wasn't a walk in the park. It's taken me, a long while to be able to get here. And, other conversations that came was, the conversations went viral, so to say. And people reached out to me to say, how are you able to keep your nerves down, keep your emotions together, and respond to her, so calmly? And somebody said, I wish I can be like you. I said, no, I have worked on myself. Don't wish. Just, go and also take on to the work. Today also, I saw a conversation in the group. Under the conversation, parents were insulting themselves literally online. And some of these things, at some point, your children are also going to be, munching them and sending it to their friends at some point. How do you think it will come up when you become, your children are the ones manning the online space, and the things you said begins to come up? So I wonder why, we just let our emotions fly and all of that. It's something that we need to actually sit back. It has to be intentional. You need to sit back and learn how you can build your emotions. Your emotional intelligence is actually a bedrock for your journey. That's one of the biggest success on your journey. Another thing that you need to note is that as you start these honest conversations, like I said, you would also hear things. You need to learn not to be judgmental. Do not be judgmental. Use statements like, I feel, when you're trying to broach hard topics. Start with I feel. Because when you go hitting hard, like, don't you know, you already shut the child down. Remember what we said on day 3, when we're saying that before you start this conversation, the rules of the game says that you need to create opportunities for your children to ask more questions. Ask more questions. So if you're going to create opportunity for them to ask more questions, then you need to learn not to be judgmental. You need to learn to use the I feel word when you're starting. So as you're starting, you say things like, I feel that this is what should be done, and all of that. Open up the conversation. When you say I feel, it means that you could be right or wrong. So it gives your child an opportunity to actually be able to have conversations that make sense to them, and honestly open up to you as well. So when you force, you only meet resistance. When you force your child, what you meet is resistance. So I see a lot of us force our values down the throat of our children. I remember a few days ago, someone asked me, so why are you not vehemently forcing your values through these sessions, I realized that you shared options. I'm going to tell you the truth. By the time you're done here, you're most likely 80% of the time to take my options than the other option that I shared. Why? Because I sold the values to you. I didn't force you to take it. So whenever you force, you're going to meet resistance naturally. Anybody you force will resist you. So all I did, even when I was telling you about sexual purity, all I did was to tell you that this is what I feel, but you can have another feeling and it's good and it's okay. I think that my child not having sex until they get married is an opinion. And your opinion is that you want them to try. It's also an opinion. But when I come here, if I come here and say, if your child gets married, not in virgin, if you have failed, you're going to resist it. That's the truth. You're going to resist it. And when you begin to resist those things, my job isn't done. So think about it in that way. When you're teaching your child, look at ways where you can sell and market your values. Market your values to your children. Don't force your values on your children. If you market your values to your children, they will buy it. They will buy it, hook, line, and sinker. So when you look at your child is looking at you, you're selling it, you're marketing it, they're buying it. I wrote sometime when I was talking about my latest book that I'm writing, My Journey to Motherhood. And I said in that story that my husband marketed his God to me and I bought it. He didn't force me. He marketed his faith to me and I bought it. He said the way he marketed it, the faith that was difficult, very difficult, dangerous faith that he has. He didn't come to me and say, "Oh, if you don't learn it, oh, what you're going to, what you're going to do, you're going to go to hellfire." Oh, no, nothing of that sort. He marketed it in such a way that I bought it and I became a distributor. Market your value to your children so much that they will become a distributor of your value. Not force. You don't achieve anything by force on this journey. If you are once you come to words of war, let us beat everybody. You can't achieve anything. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up raising hypocrites who will just form that what you're doing is okay. And then when you're done, they will continue their thing because you haven't done anything. So when you're having this conversation, subtly market it. Someone was asking me, all right? Someone was asking me recently, how were you able to get your foster daughter to actually understand sexual purity? And I said to the person, I don't think we ever sat down and said, oh, if you have sex, you're going to die. Oh, no. Because the child knows that the truth of the matter is that when you do all those force, when you say if you have sex, you go to hellfire, is a lie. They are still here. They're going to look at you as someone who is lying. Because the way you market it subtly, it is sweet to buy. When they buy it, you don't need to come and be shouting. You see this parenting bar? It's not a shouting. It's not a shouting marathon. No, it is something that you do with your head. It's a thinking process. If you're not thinking on your journey, you are not parenting. You need to think. Anytime you find yourself on an impulsive move, it means that you lack knowledge. You need to think. As you're going on your journey, what did I do? All I did with our foster daughter was to share stories that made sense that she could connect with. She connected with it, and that was it. My job was done. Market your value so well that your children will buy it and they will become a distributor of your value. When people see them, they look at them, they know they're distributing your value all over. It's not that hard. Stop forcing. Think about strategies. I like this the Bible. I like to use the Bible as an example a lot of the times. I like when David was trying to be enthroned, and all the tribes said they were going to go to war. They're going to do. The Bible said that the sons of Issachar went in to go and look at the skills, the knowledge, and all of that. And when the Bible recorded that the sons of Issachar understood the times. For every time that you are doing anything on parenting, ask yourself, do I really understand what this? How do I do this better without having to force? How do you feel? Anytime that I ask this question, I say, how do you always feel when your husband comes to you to say, I am the man of the house? There's something wrong with that statement. So anytime you see yourself saying, I'm your parent, you must listen to me, there's something wrong with that question. There's something wrong with that question. So don't end up creating hypocrites. All of the things that we were threatened with, we're all here, millennials. All of the things that we were threatened with growing up, if you get pregnant, if you go and do this, you will do this, or you will die, go to hell. How many of us didn't try? Everybody tried one thing or the other that they were told not to do, because those things were given by force. When you think about your process and think about how your value will be imbibed, you will stop thinking force. Nobody strives well when it comes to force. No one. Not even your child, not even your toddler. Don't get it twisted. So you need to understand that your resistance is because of the way you are fighting and all of that. Begin to sell and market, and it starts with you. Another thing that you need to note is that you need to talk when you have the full attention of your child. When you have your full attention of your child, do not just say things. You need to have the full attention of your child and understand where your child is per time. All right? Understand where your child is per time, so that you're not talking when your child you're not talking when your child doesn't even know what's happening and all of that. Give it time. Create a conducive environment, and then when you're building this plan must include some of these things. All right? This is very important. When your child has your full attention, when you have the full attention of your child, that is when you should talk. Now, what must your plan include? When you begin to look at this plan, what must they include? Your plan must include the how. How do I want to talk about this? How do I want to talk about this? In all of this, we've talked about the how. All right? We've talked about the how. Okay? So talk about the how. We've told you how you can do it. Number 2, your value system. Make sure that everything, all right, everything that you're putting together has your value system, embedded in it. Make sure that you are driving your value system as you're teaching. Make sure that when you are teaching your children on sex conversations, they can hear you on your value. Another thing that you must put into consideration is you. What are you doing? Yesterday, I said, you are the biggest factor. You are the biggest factor. There's no other person. You are the biggest factor. All right. So you need to look at you. Right? So it must include you and you and you. What am I going to do about this habit? What am I going to change about this thing that I've been doing? How do I make my children see me differently? If my sexual perception was something I was projecting without another thing, how do I correct it? How do I, come in this equation? That's how my plan must include me. Remember, we're saying, what should your plan include? Your plan must include you. All right. A plan must include you. It is very important. Another thing that your plan must include is responsibility. Who is responsible for what? Who is responsible for what? Who is responsible for what? You need to actually look at that. Who is responsible for what? So your plan must have who is responsible for saying this? Who is responsible for doing this? Remember, we've already shared that this is what the girl needs from the father. Attention, affirmation, right? So who is going to give it? Is the father of the girl or a male figure that is in the life of the girl. So that is the who that is going to give it. That's the responsibility of that person. So that responsibility, who is it for? All right. So the responsibility must be in it. Very important. Who is responsible for what? Is it my responsibility for to ensure that my children don't get into porn? Is it their responsibility to ensure that when they see something that they shouldn't watch, they should not watch it? Who's responsible for what? Is there another adult, a trusted adult? If you've created your media plan, you will understand when I'm talking about trusted adults. Many parents went to work yesterday on their media plan and talking about the trusted adult. Who is that trusted adult? What will be their responsibility in all of the plan? And then the next thing that you need to include is, what is our belief system? What is our belief system? This is where your sexual conversation creed comes in. On the first day, I shared with you my sexual conversation creed. My sexual conversation creed. All right. This is where it now comes in. And that's where your belief system is embedded. So your belief system, puts a lot of that. Your belief system puts a lot of that in place. And say also, my sexual creed, we believe that sex is only meant for marriage. We believe, I already taught you how to create a sexual creed for your home. What is our belief system? What are we looking at? So that's where your sexual creed comes in. And then there must be a feedback system. In your plan, create a feedback system. Your feedback system can be when you go on a date with your child. That can be your feedback system. All right. When you go, you create a system for your child. How you guys go on a date, the conversations that you have, and all of that. That's your feedback system. I've had a media plan now for years, and part of my feedback system are the conversations I have with the twins from time to time, like the one I had with them a few days ago, where they were telling me, how everybody watches everything, and that they know that that's not, part of what the system here is, and all of that. So you can create a feedback system. It can be your connection tools time. In the inner circle, every day we have a connection tool for the day. Today, all right. Today we are going to be telling the food story, our family food story, to the children. Interesting conversations that we have with children in the inner circle. We create all sorts to be able to connect with them, to be able to hear their in-depth mindset, to be able to see what the thing. So that's the feedback system. So the feedback system is not that you're going to sit down and just, look at your child and say, hey, so since I have been teaching you about LGBTQ, tell me now, what is the system? What have you learned? What have you not learned? No. That's not it. The feedback system are the small things you do on a daily basis. So the parents in the academy, in the inner circle program, gets a calendar every month, and every day there's something to do. Sometimes it could be that we are structuring a sex conversation on that day. Sometimes it could be that you're just reviewing your family value system. All right, what is it in my family value system that we have created? Are we doing well? Are we not doing well? What exactly are we doing? How can we change things? Do you think this, is obsolete? Can we change this? Can we rebuild this? When our foster daughter got married, we redid the system, the family value system that we had to, accommodate a lot more things and then expand a lot more things. When the family changes, you might want to do that and all of that. So there's so much for you to actually be looking at, for you to be able to put in all of these. And then you need to understand that it's not a walk in the park to raise giants. I'm going to say that again. It's not a walk in the park to raise giants. If you are going to raise giants, then you are going to put in the work. Sometimes I look at my life in the last 11 years and I'm like, wow, woo. You need to actually tell yourself that I am willing to do this. Nobody can rescue you if you do not want to be part of your rescue system. I'm going to say that again. Nobody can rescue you if you do not want to be part of your rescue mission. This is a rescue mission, but you have to partake of your own rescue mission. I'm here speaking to 2,000 plus people, 2,000 plus people, and it's a rescue mission that I have offered you. But I can't help you beyond sitting down here to speak. We have shared conversations on many things. Some people have taken action. Some haven't taken. Some have come in here to say, wow, woo, wow, woo. There is fire. Whoa, coach, you have fire. You have a lot. But I tell you, without taking any form of action, whatever it is we're doing is still null and void. So if you want to be part of your own rescue mission, there is a price to pay. There is always something to sacrifice. You want to raise giants? There is something to sacrifice. It's not just, oh, we just want to raise anybody. No. Go and check the families that have been able to raise people who are giants today in our world. Which was why I gave that analogy yesterday. That is a choice for you to build a mansion or for you to build a shanty. You make a choice. You make a choice. The choice is solely yours. So it's your choice to say, oh well, whatever it is, and all of that they say, well, I've heard, and then you go your way. Is a choice. I can't change the types of thing for you. But for everybody who has been raised differently, there are principles that have followed, and there is a work that was done by the parents of those people. Let's not get it twisted. Nothing works on its own. Nothing works on its own. Apart from you growing, just being growing biologically, every other thing you need to grow will need to be worked on. Will need to be worked on. So it is a choice. So we have shared, like I said, a short module of what it is that we have in the Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro challenge. Before we open the floor for questions, I know that you're waiting to skin me. All right, I'm going to share this opportunity for us. There's a course we call Walking Your Child Through Puberty. What we have shared today with you is a mini content of that course in these 5 days. This course has 10 modules, has 10 units in each of the modules, and is self-paced. Is launched on our academy. That's intentionalparentacademy.com. So it is something that you need to go on your own to do it. At first, we were going to say, oh, let's just do this, but a lot of people have reached out to me. What can I do? I need more knowledge. It's looking as if I'm just starting. Someone reached out to me and said, it's even, I don't even know where to start from. Everything you have said to me is totally new. Is that I'm like a fish out of water. And we want to also offer you the opportunity to grow more on this journey. We want to offer you the opportunity not to just stop here and just keep going and just go and just pour all of this. Continuous knowledge is important. Continuous knowledge is what we have provided for parents in the inner circle. But a lot of the times I've realized that yes, when we say the inner circle is going to open again by October by registration, open again by 2022, we need to also keep growing as we are waiting. We are opening up the Walking Your Child Through Puberty course. At the first instant when that course was launched, it was launched specifically for the parents in the inner circle. We had a conversation that was heated around puberty and all of the things that happen. And the parents in the inner circle said to me, Coach, you know what? This sex conversation out there isn't working. There's something create a course for us. That was last year, and we created that course And everybody in the inner circle put up, went into that course. About 80 of them went into that course with a few people. We didn't open it up for the public. And that course launched. When it was done, the parents in the inner circle insisted that we are not going to leave that course just like that, that I was going to write a book on walking your child through puberty. That's how the book, Walking Your Child Through Puberty, actually came. So the course is much, much more bigger. We couldn't put everything, into the course because it was a whole lot into the book. So we left the course as something that we could use to help parents even more and get it open. After the first launch of that course, we have opened that course again, and it has taken hundreds of parents who have, gone into that system. Tope was in that course. Tope is a yada on, we call them senior yadas, she's in level 2. So that course, changed the tides for a lot of parents. When the parents who are taking the course, Walking Your Child Through Puberty, and they came and they asked me, Mama, should we just also register for this course? And I said, as the Vice Chancellor of the Intentional Parent Academy, I don't even know what it is I'm going to be bringing to the table. I am glad that they came because, there were lots of, add-ons that we also did from Walking Your Child Through Puberty to here. So we're opening up the course, Walking Your Child Through Puberty, for you at a discounted rate. The parents who had attended and done that course had done it for 20,000 naira. It's a full-blown course. You take your time. It will take you like 10 weeks to be able to finish it because there are a lot of assignments and all of that, but you work it on your pace. But we are opening it up today at a 50% discount. But a 50% discount is valid only for 24 hours, and we shut it down. We have a lot in our hands. We're not even going to be announcing it, after here. So we are only announcing Walking Your Child Through Puberty in this course. We're not even opening it up to the public, interestingly, this year. So we're only opening it up to the people who have attended this course, and we're giving them a 50% discount. So instead of 20,000, you get to pay 10,000 naira for discount for this course. But this is only valid for, this is only valid for 24 hours. Please bear with us. That's what we can afford to do. You agree with me that we've actually done quite a lot. All right. So if you want to do more for this journey on this topic, you want to open up a lot. Trust me, that 10,000 naira is like that. It's not even up to the price of a designer shoe today. You can invest it in this journey, and you will be grateful that you did. If you got value on this class, trust me, that is, one space that you want to, one place that you want to actually get in. You have access for those 10 weeks that you're going to be there and even beyond. So in case you are not able to complete those 12 weeks, 10 weeks, we would open it up again for you to be able to attend. But it's only 24 hours. Yes, Clara, it is only 24 hours. We can't do more than 24 hours. In fact, my team fought me for these 24 hours. They said, no, Ma, we've never given this course at this price, and that's the truth. But I said to them that we've already opened up this thing of knowledge. Let people who want to do more actually do more for it. All right. So if you want to be part, but if you are in the inner circle, you have further discount. Don't kill me. You also still have a 20% off the 50% that we have. So instead of 10,000, you get to pay 8,000 naira to actually be part of that course if you're in the inner circle. That's one of the things that you also get. So if you are going to take that offer, you're going to see a link. I don't know if my team, is here. Augustine, if you're here, or who again? Shira, who again is here? Precious, all right? So that we can also share the link. We'll also share the link in the group, and you'll be able to check it out. Everything is automated. You don't need to, reach out, except you have issues paying with your card. Then you can pay directly into the account, and then we can now upload, your registration. But it is totally automated. Once you have the link, all right, you will be able to actually deal with that. and do all of that together. So the discount, everything is already in there, so you don't need anything else. All right, you don't need anything else. Okay, so I'm going to share the link with you, and while we are there, please ask your questions. Ask your question. The people that are saying 24 hours is more, yes, please. That's the much we can do. After 24 hours, it reverts straight. And if you want to have access to that course, by all means, that's what you would need to do. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. If you have questions, please share so that we can answer you. Thank you, Coach, for my blowing insights. All right. So if you got value, right in this session, let me also see your comments. And hey, we would also like you to share video. We would like you to share video reviews for us. We would like to also share videos. Please, you can share video reviews and send to the group just a few minutes, a few second video, 1 minute maximum, telling us how your experience at this particular this thing was. We will be really, really, really grateful. That will be one thing that you will do for us that we will really be grateful for. I can see a question that says, give me a minute. I think I can, let me call up that question. Give me a minute, let me call up that question. Okay, sorry, my team says that they've been trying to post the link, but it's not going through. I will try to post it myself. Coach, how do you date a 20-year-old? You know, how do you date a 20-year-old? Just create a date, all right? I've shared the link to Walking Your Child Through Puberty. You see it in the comment section, so all you need to do is just to click it. My team tried to share the link, but it's not, they're flagging their comments, so I've been able to share the link. How do you date a 20-year-old son? Begin by, first of all, connecting with your 20-year-old son so that he can see reason to want to date you. All right. So connection first before you begin to now implement. After payment, for how long can one still have access to the third course for life, or will it be short? Now you have 10 weeks, and after 10 weeks, you give an opportunity again for 10 weeks for you to be able to go through your session. But once you've been able to buy the course, you can have access to that course. All right, you can always have access to it, so it shouldn't be a problem. Thank you so much, Coach. A lot of sacrifice to impact life. I am grateful. Thank you so much for trusting that we can do this with you. I'm still waiting for all the questions. Thank you, Wendy. You're really loaded. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thank you. Is it okay? It is okay for 8-year-old to shave underarm hair? Yeah, if the 8-year-old have an overwhelming hair, why not? All right. Why not? Zikru is saying, I'm crying for 50%. For another 20%, I'm putting category. Please give me count because I'm too full. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yadas have for that for that discount. All right. How long can you have access? You can have access, and 10 weeks first, another 10 weeks, and as long as you're able to finish it. But we'd like to really walk the journey with you. All right. We like to walk the journey with you. So we give you timelines to help you, go through the course so that you don't just buy. We don't want you to just buy course and just walk away. So if you buy the course, we give you a platform where we can have conversations, right? So that every week we check up on you to see what you've been able to do and how you've been able to also do your assignments and all of that. Coach, I'm trying to have a talk with my 8-year-old about changes in her body as she grows. She always closes her ears and runs away. Do you know why? Yes, I know why. You do not have any connection with your 8-year-old. You need to, first of all, build connection first and let her trust you. Then you can have that conversation with you. Hi, Coach, can I breastfeed in front of my 10-year-old daughter and my 8-year-old? Yeah, it's not a problem, right? Coach, please, from what age can children sleep alone in their room? Oh, well, this question is interesting because my own children started to sleep alone in their room when they were born. They had the room and we keep them in their room. I've always known that I wanted. I've always I've always known that I wanted my children to actually be, we were big on independence. So it was a value. So from day one, we actually started for them to sleep in their room. So we would go to their room and have all of that. So by the time, so I can't remember them not sleeping in their room. So by the time we even had a bigger space, they now had their own separate rooms. And I can still remember that even as young as 2, they were in their spaces. We didn't have all of that, them being in our space and all of that. My marriage is important to me. I don't know about you. So hey, my husband and I got our marriage too. The children cannot come, and we got married first before they came. All right. 7-year-old is always bored. What do I do to make him enjoy my company? You need to create connection. You need to become friendly. To be friendly, you need to come to their level. That's one thing you need to do. Great value. This is mind blowing. I mean, the one that we've just concluded. Ngozi Ezunwoke, the one you've just concluded. You'd catch replays, and we're going to take it off soon. So as soon as you can, catch replays so that you'll be able to have all of that put in place. Somebody said some of us have spouses that seem not to cooperate in terms of domestic issues, including children. It's difficult to create family values with short partner. I can understand, I can imagine, but trust me, you can actually do that and begin gently. All right. Thank you for unlearning and learning. Thank you. Please, can you explain, my friends, without being my body? I said that friendship is a tool in parenting, not a relationship. If you can understand that, that will make sense. I shared that in my book, The Discipline That Works. You can get a copy, it will help you. I'm seeing results already. I started with no screen. With this challenge made me know that my daughter was already getting addicted to screen. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, too. Coach, when you say connect with your child, what do you mean? I mean play with them. I mean find interest in what they are doing. Maybe I should tell one of the parents in the inner circle to tell you exactly what it means to connect with your child. It's a lot of work. But yes, connect with your child. Thank you so much, Coach. So much value for a token. I appreciate that. My 4-year-old has the notion that boys should not style their hair, but she sees guys with styled hair and earrings. So how do I explain to her or him? What is that? So you just need to share your value. Those counter values are going to be there. Market your value to your children, and they will say it. All right. Somebody said, good evening. I hope we're taking screenshots on this class, because I've not been screaming about screenshots. Don't tell me you didn't take screenshots, please. Thank you for the class. I want to know if you can always have access to the resources shared here for us, to always go back and be on the journey and all of that. I don't know how long this is going to be. We will be communicating that to you, but I hope that you took notes. I hope that you got your worksheets and you are able to also put all of that together. All right. And for those of us, in fact, I want to say well done to the parents who have. In fact, I have series number of parents, a good number, who have come to not just buy books, they bought books, they've enrolled for the inner circle there. As in, they are all out for this journey, all out. Kudos to all of you. You guys are the real MVP. All right. So you guys are just awesome. Thank you for taking steps. I just love action takers. All right. I got the vision to start Keep Cooking Show for children from the kicking post you shared constantly about your twins. I got value all the way from Sex Educate Like a Pro. Awesome. Kids Kitchen, Nigeria. When you start that, please let us know. We love the cooking part. All right. Thank you for holding my hands in this journey. Well done, Christina Uche. Thank you, Yada, the Yadas of life. I appreciate you. Wenduloge, thank you. Your lack of cooperation, only God's grace and persistence here. You lack of cooperation. Yeah, you can actually get that. And if you're looking for your children, how you're going to connect with them and all of that, I like what Evangel said. Evangel is a Yada. So we usually say, parenting the heart of your child, not the behavior. Parenting the heart of your child, not the behavior. We did an explosive session in the inner circle last month. Parenting the heart of the child, not the behavior. Oh my goodness. It was explosive. Where I shared with the parents why it's not just about obedience. All right. why there are other factors that come in. In the inner circle, we're not just talking sex education. This is just a fraction of all the thing parenting, right? If you're really truly serious about your journey, then you want to actually do more, a lot, much more on your journey. All right, commit to it. And one of the things that, why I keep talking about the inner circle is that it's a place where you're held accountable. You don't have a choice. So even when you don't want to do, we're holding you and we're dragging you, and we're making you do it by force, right? By the time I come, I'm laughing here. I don't laugh a lot in the inner circle. By the time I come with my cane, everybody, arranges, and it's it's good. A lot of people have got lots and lots of value. It's somewhere that you want to be. Is it possible to be too friendly and playful with the kids that they become disrespectful? There's nothing like that. I am extremely playful with my children, but they understand boundaries. They understand, when things need to be done, when they are not to be done, and all of that. In the jokes, I'm able to recognize what I need to tell to my children per time. I'm able to recognize how I need to correct them. I'm able to recognize a whole lot of things. You need to actually build a lot of system around a lot of things, right? So this is not part of this class. If you want to learn more about this particular one, just hold on. We're trying to see if we can do another challenge for you on something interesting that is going to actually look at all of this, and that will be after the TIP annual conference. And by the way, there's a TIP Fathers Conference happening next week. If you have your spouse can listen, this one, that one, get them to attend the conference. It's conference for men by men, but right, the academy, and it's free. It's a free conference, so you can actually get them to be there. I have 3 girls in the same room. Is it necessary that they have different beds than sleeping on one bed? It's fine. It's okay. It's not a problem at all. If that is what's it's available now, just teach them boundaries, which is actually very important. Thank you, Ifeanyi. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. By the way, I think Ifeanyi was the one that reached out to me and said she was single. We have a lot of single people here. I envy you guys for getting to know the things that we didn't even learn before we even got pregnant and had children. How do I get our partner to buy this vision? Because sometimes it's just mothers wanting to know more. We have a lot of fathers in the inner circle. We have a lot of fathers, a whole lot of fathers, right? And we didn't start there. When we started, it was just one father. One of the ways that we can get fathers to buy into the vision is to begin to share this. Something like the Fathers Conference, get your spouses to register. That's going to help them a lot. After the Fathers Conference last year, we had more men than we could have imagined, ever. Yes, Ayomide is a yada, and she's saying honor is much more important than obedience. If you understand this, the parents in the inner circle get it, all right? They get it. They get that, we're looking at something much more higher. And what is much more higher is that we're looking for honor. We're not looking for obedience. So we're not interested in our children obeying us. So while you're running around for your children to obey you, we've moved from there. Remember, I shared with you about superior knowledge. And there's something called superior knowledge. And since I became consistent, I'm seeing results. It's very challenging, but it's worth it. Thank you so much, Wendy. Oh, yes. And Tokle said, and while you're going on it, you need your humility gown. Even Abada, we have a humility Abada in the inner circle. All right? Yes, parenting the heart of a child, not the behavior. What's your thoughts on children going for sleepover? It don't get see. It depends on you. It depends on your value. It depends on the system that you have created. It depends on who they are going to their homes and all of that. I have created a system that works and that can make my children actually do that. And I know where it is that they are going, and all of that. And it's not just something that, I woke up and I did. There's something that, I teach the parents in the inner. I've also shared this. I don't know if you're there. While we're talking about creating a social roadmap for your Gen Z. This social roadmap needs to be, put together. I do not want us to live here with fear. I want us to live here with caution. Like I said yesterday, we are having this conversation for caution, not fear. So please do not live there and just say, oh, they said we should not, I don't want my children to go to anybody's house. I don't equip your child, because what if you die? If you die today, your child, are they going to put your child in the grave with you? No, they will not. Your child is going to survive. What if they have to live with people that you don't know? What do you need to do? You need to equip your child. So do not live, in fear. it's important. Thanks, coach, for all the value. I joined late. So what about the 20%, 50% discount you talked about? Yes, I said it's there, it's valid. We were talking about the cost walking your child through puberty. So we offered a 50% discount for parents, and that means you get to pay 10,000 naira, but if you are in the inner circle, you get to pay 8,000 naira to have access instead of paying 20,000 naira, 20,500. Parents who have attended that course in the past, that's what they paid. Is a premium course actually in the inner circle and the academy. And after this launch, it's not going to launch at that price. We're going to push it up again because yes, it took blood from us to build it, right? Yes, it took blood from us to build it. I love your earring and your gap teeth. Oh wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jumai. Thank you so much. Please, could you explain a little what the inner circle is about? How does it run? The inner circle is about parents, taking parents on a journey. So instead of just coming in for a class here and not having sustainability process, the inner circle system helps you to put your journey in perspective. Have your journey, have someone holding your hands, have a system that helps you. There are challenges that we run only exclusively for the inner circle parents. We don't run it publicly because they understand it and they are on a particular journey. We do webinars every month. We do Q&A every month. They have access to actually reach me and have sessions with me. If you're outside of the inner circle, for you to have a session with me, you pay 30,000 naira per hour. If you are in the inner circle and you have challenges, you can reach out to me and we would have, those challenges sorted, all right, without you having to pay extra. Okay, so that's what the inner circle also avails you the opportunity to learn more from many other people, resource people, and so many of the times, we do 12 books in a year. So each book you read, we dissect, we give more insight, and we, put it all together. And then we have conversations on different issues, and we work our journey. Most importantly, we have a curriculum of connection tools. Every day we come up with a particular connection tool. This connection tool draws you closer to your children. So every other thing that we are teaching becomes easy. So it's no longer in a vacuum, right? It's now easy and all of that. Can we always have access to the replays of this challenge and come back to them later? No, I can't promise you that you have access always. No, at some point you're not going to have access anymore. So please, in the next 1 week, make sure that you go back, do whatever it is that you would want to do with it and all of that. I'm working on connecting with my girls and I'm enjoying it. Thanks so much. Love you, Scatter. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Is it possible to download this video and save for replay? I don't know if it's possible. I can say that nobody can rescue me unless I'm willing to partake in my own rescue mission. That's it. I love your program. Well done. Thank you. How you coping with breastfeeding in the night if your children slept in a different room from the day? Oh, of course. Of course, you're able to remember I had okay, this conversation should come in when we're having the mothers conference that we're trying to brew if we're going to have it. All right. Well, if we're going to have it, so I will save it for that. Come when we launch it. All right. What are the requirements for joining the inner circle? Just send us a chat. Send a chat to me. This is my number. You'll see my number rolling over right in this place on that. You see my number. Then you can have all of that to me, right? You can send a chat to me and I'll send you the details to join the inner circle. You can book a slot now. That's the good thing. You can book a slot now. You can make your payment in installment and then put all of that together. Coach, is it okay for a dad to shave a boy of 8 years since he can't do it by himself? If he has hair, yes, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. My 2-year-old is so strong with I've been flogging, but I stopped after the no yelling challenge. When you ask him to stop, that is when he wants to do. He fights his elder sister and all of that. You can't be flogging a 2-year-old, and that's a question for another, conversation. All right. Link for the Fathers Conference. We're going to share link for the Fathers Conference in the group. All right. We're going to share link for the Fathers Conference in the group. All right. So, did you get value in these 5 days? Are you going to share a video for us on the review. Let me see the people who would share video for us. We've shared value. So now we are asking you to help us share video. Are you going to share a video for us? Just a few minutes video, just a 1 minute video, or even a few second video. If you're going to share a video for us, put in the comment section, right? Big government question. Coach, I am moving a motion for us to pay more for this course. Yeah. This is Engineer Smart. I love the parents in the inner circle. Child, you guys are just too much. Thank you, Engineer Smart. That made my day. All right. Engineer Smart was the very first father to get into the inner circle. Amazing father. The Fathers Conference was rooted for him. We celebrated him at the award night for the inner circle last year. Such an amazing father. Always in, I don't think there's any course, right? I don't think there's any course at all that Engineer Smart haven't been in. I don't think there's any course at all. Well done, and shout out to you, sir. And Engineer Smart is so busy. So when people say I do not have time, and I remember people like Engineer Smart, I just look at it and I say, you know what? We're not ready yet. We were not ready yet. We need to be ready for us to do this. You need to commit to it. Remember, if you are not part of your own rescue mission, then I can help you. My help for you will be limited. All right. I am very glad, grateful that you came out, all right, to be here. Thank you so much. And like I said, who is going to said we will have it for 1 week? Who is going to help us share review on video? Please, we want video reviews. Nobody has said to us that they're going to share video reviews. We share video reviews. Hey, Chedoze, thank you so much, Chedoze, for being here. Awesome people, you know, that haven't, they're not even married, yet they have so much. They've been here. Shout out to all the single people who came for this course. Shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. Awesome. You know, learning even before, you know, we get there. All right. So who is sharing with us? All right. So we're going to be hoping and waiting for you to share short videos on your learnings at this video. Awesome. Ijoma, thank you. Who is sharing video for us? Who is going to share video for our coach? I will. Thank you, Amarabara. Amarabara was the first person that shared a video review in TIP Academy. TIP Academy started in 2018. We should actually give you an award, Amara. And hey, and yes, she's saying again, I am going to be sharing a review. All right. So yes. Oh yes, Vivian, yes, your son can. Clara says, I will. Thank you. Please, sharing a video review for us is the little that you're going to do for us for all that we have done in this time. My team worked tirelessly. That's the word. I don't think my team members slept, you know, because we had to go back and forth with what we're going to share, with the things that we're going to do and all of that. I'm seeing so many I wills. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. All right. You guys are awesome. You know, Joy, you can catch replay. Please remember that you can catch replay in the next, the videos are going to be around for a while, so you can catch replay. In fact, Chedoze had to take, you know, the time. He sent me a chat at about midnight or so in the early hours of the morning. He has sat down to watch all of the videos and all of that, and he said to me, this was just all shades of awesome. In fact, I woke up to it and I was laughing. Chedoze is a teen mentor, someone that I've also mentored that does well with teenagers. So if you're looking for a teen mentor, you've got one here. All right. So thank you to everybody who said that they are going to share video reviews to me. I know that the parents in the inner circle are going to share video reviews for me. So I'm not asking you guys. If you don't, I'm going to hold you on the throat, right? That my oldest son helped my little daughter to take off her pants. How old are they? That is some of that. I have 2 boys, 2 girls, ages 4 and 8. Is it okay to give them a bath together? We've already shared on this. All right. We've already shared on this. You can't do that, man. It's too much. 4 and 8. We already shared on that. No, you can't. All right. Please go and catch replay of the other sessions. Every question you are asking me here, right? Every question you are asking me here have been answered. 9 and 3, No, no, we already answered that on day 3. Please, no. Every question we've asked, you're asking now has been answered. How do you help a child recover from rape? Please seek counsel. Take the child to a therapist. Thank you, Z-Crew. Of course, you're going to share video. I'm going to beat you if you don't. All right. So I know the people that that's going to share video, right? So thank you so much, everybody. If you cannot share a video, because I know that some of us are video shy, please share a review on either Instagram or on Facebook and tag us. Please, we're going to share all the details of the things that you need to do. For today's worksheet, what you would need is a sex conversation plan. The sex conversation plan, we've left all our plans at 1,000 naira, every single one of them. So you can get the sex conversation plan so that you'll be able to build in this plan that I've shared with you. So that's what you need for today's session. You do not need any other thing, right? So that's what we need for today's session. Okay. So Vivian, I hope I answered you. All right. So if your child, the child that was attempted rape, please, you can take the child for a counseling session. That will help a lot. All right. IJ Onyeka, please go back to the day 1, day 2, and day 3 video. That will help you in that question. Thank you so much, everybody. All the guides that you need, the guides that we have suggested for you to buy, were the family value guide, the family media guide, and the self-esteem guide, and then the sex conversation guide. And we said that we have left this guide till today. Today will be the last day for you to get it for 1,000 naira. After today, please, it reverts back to its original price and you get it at the original price. All right. Remember also that the course is available, valid in 24 hours between now and the next, by this time tomorrow. All right. So if you want to get in, cash in, use the opportunity to get in and gain more knowledge. Also remember that you don't stop here. Get books. Avail yourself for more knowledge. Look out for other courses that the academy is going to run. All right. And you will be able to do that. This is the only one I participated because of work. Mary Jane, you can catch replays. Not a problem. You can catch replay. If I download the video offline, can I always watch it later? I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know. If you do, you should be able to, right? Thanks for the impact. Thank you so much, everybody. So let's see how much value you got in the comment section. Let us see you share the fire emojis, like this video, take screenshots, and tell us that you actually got value. Let's see that right in the comment section as you share this. Please note that all of our offer, or the offer on the guides, ends today. Please, my team will not be answering you after today. I trust them. All of that ends today. And I want to say thank you to everybody who was live. There are some people who were live every day that didn't miss it. Zikru, Clara, and while one of my friends was also here live, she had a baby, while she was on this challenge and all of that. Thank you. I can see the fire emojis. Hit the like button if this made impact for you. And if this was impactful, take screenshots, share about this program, tell the world about the Intentional Parent Academy, and hey, make sure that you tell everybody about the Fathers Conference as well. All right, we're going to be opening the group for you to now be sharing, for you to share what it is that you learned and all of the things that happened today and all of that. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We will be looking forward to your review. All right, we'll be looking forward to your review, whether in text or in video, and we would push it out there. But before you go, put in the comment section, I will be part of my own rescue mission. I will be part. Let me see everybody who is watching me. 158 people as we speak. I will be part of my own rescue mission. I commit to being part of my own rescue mission. Hi, Oyinye Stephen Crow. Well done. Shout out to you. I see you, ma'am. I will be part of my own rescue mission. I commit to being part of my own rescue mission. I want you to say that to yourself. I want you to put that in the comment section so that you will remember it every day when you put it. If you have a jotter, put it down in your jotter and remind yourself every day that this rescue mission is about you, that you're going to be part of your own rescue mission. I will be part of my own rescue mission. Let this be your last words. I will be part, and I commit to being part of my own rescue mission. Awesome. I will be part of it. I can help you beyond, all of that. I can help you beyond all of that. You have to be part of this. I commit to being part of my rescue mission. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Put it there. Put it there. I commit to being part of my rescue mission. Put it there. Put it there in the comment section. Before you leave, put it in the comment section. Before you leave, put it in the comment section. Before you leave, put it in the comment section. Before you leave, put it in the comment section. Before you leave, put in some comment section. To buy all our guides from Amazon, if you're not in Nigeria, buy everything on Amazon. If you want hard copies, we have all our resources on Amazon. Yes, before you leave, put it in the comment section. I will be part of my own rescue mission. And hey, by the way, our Q&A session for the parents in the inner circle holds tomorrow. Don't forget, be there. I will be part of my own rescue mission. Thank you again and again and again and again. I enjoyed this conversation from day 1 to the day 5. It feels like, you should run it and run it and run it. Before you leave this conversation, put it. Remember to share review. I want us to sit down and put a concrete review for us. The reviews that we'll be proud of. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. I will be part of my own rescue mission. As you said, that should be the last thing that you type here before you leave this session. I'm going to leave this. As you type it, you can leave it because the broadcast will end as you type it, and all of that while you're typing it. I will be part of my own rescue mission. I will be part of my own rescue mission. It is your responsibility. It is not our responsibility. If whatever it is that we have shared here today does not make sense, all right, does not make sense to you, it means that you haven't done your own part. And shout out, Pali. I see you. Thank you so much. I am honored, my dear friend, for you being here. Right? I was here every day. Yes, Patricia, I saw you. You were here every day. And shout out to everybody all over Africa. We had almost 6-7 nations represented. Awesome. All right. Almost 6-7 nations represented. South Africa, we had Ghana, we had nationals of Cameroonians, we had people from Tanzania, we have Kenyans. It's just amazing. And I do not take it for granted that you guys came all the way to have an African sister teach you on this journey. All right. So before you leave here, make sure Dubai. Oh, Clara, awesome. Everybody represented Dubai. We had people from Australia, as far as Australia, everywhere, all parts of the world, Saudi Arabia, name it, all parts of the world. In fact, the good thing where it was even having nationals, all right, of this people. Chadian, awesome. Patricia is from Chad. Yes, I remember Patricia. Patricia is from Chad. Shout out to you guys, from all over the African nations, right? Nationals of these nations on this challenge. You guys are just awesome. Awesome. Neka said your wife and the mother material. Thank you so much. How many yards are you giving me? Thank you so much for all the yards that you have cut in my head. I appreciate that. Thank you, Patricia, all the way. And I also know that our Cameroonian people had issues with their payment, but they struggled and they were part of this. Thank you so much for trusting that the Intentional Parents Academy can do this for you. Kenaland Otta, thank you, Soji. That's all the way from where my own father lives. Yeah, thank you. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this place. And thank you, because without you guys saying yes, this value can't be shared. Without you guys saying yes, this value can be shared. So we want to say thank you for even saying yes for this to happen. You said yes, that's why we were able to bring to the world what we had. We don't take it for granted that you said yes to this whole system, all right? Thank you so much for all of the things that that you will be doing for the African child going forward, for the child in the globe at large. Don't forget, do not forget that raising a child in the 21st century, in Africa especially, is a call to ministry. It is us raising saviors. If you're committed to raising saviors, then you will be committed to this. If we do not raise the next generation right, every other continent can afford to. But in Africa, we can't afford to. And again, take your time, go through the days. I even had to rewatch the days myself because I'm also in the challenge for you. Some of the things I said, I was hearing it myself for the first time. Funny, right? Yes. So that was it. So before you leave this place, make sure that you put that in the comment section. Shout out to all of you and thank you so much again. And do have an amazing weekend. So this will be here for you to catch replays and replays. And I'm sure in the next 2 weeks, it will be up and you'll be able to actually catch replays as long as you want. All right. Have an amazing day. And we will share all the resources in the group for you to actually get that. Thank you and God bless you.